Hello, it's Bill, the Knee Pain Guru. Today is Monday, March 7th, 2022. This is a good one today. I was actually excited to get this email over the weekend. We're going to chat a little bit about the knees over toes guy, limited range of motion after ACL surgery. We're going to get into that in just a moment. Make sure to give the video a thumbs up, like and subscribe to the channel, turn on notifications for future videos. If you have questions, please type those in the live chat. I will address those during this call. But like I said, this is, I was thinking about doing a video along these email came in through my website over the weekend, and I thought it was awesome to address. So this came in from Kirk. And Kirk writes, I'm 57, had ACL replacement about 20 years ago, no pain issues until about 2 years ago. He said lower back was a big problem, but I've seemed to fix that through mobility work and core strengthening. Both knees started flaring on and off about 2 years ago. I joined the ATG, so this is the Knees Over Toes Guy program. The left knee pain disappeared and continued to gain range of motion and getting stronger. The right knee is struggling, though, holding small amounts of swelling and restricted range of motion. I'm determined to heal this issue. I'm staying active despite the flare-ups and stiffness, looking for the right progression. So this is a great question. It's going to talk about a lot of things that it's been percolating in my brain here for the past. What's going on here? Okay, I think we're back. I had been thinking about the first heard about the Knees Over Toes guy, I think sometime last year. Didn't look into it a whole lot because I'm busy doing other things. Listened to him on the Joe Rogan podcast, was really impressed with what he was bringing to the table in terms of his understanding of balancing the strength in the knee joint in the legs to make the knees essentially very resilient. So I personally, after listening to the Joe Rogan podcast, I was playing around with some of the concepts that he was introducing during that. So I am at this point, he had a brilliant way of looking at strengthening the legs and connecting some dots that I had kind of out there through different physical therapy concepts that I had come across, martial arts that I had studied, some concepts there, as well as my own research and testing on myself with different things. So Ben Patrick is the Knees Over Toes guy. He dots for me, which I'm very thankful for that. However, at the end of the podcast, I was with some gaps between what he's bringing to the table and somebody that has, severe arthritis, bone on bone type of situation, different things that creating comfort and changing the neurological signaling in the knee can be extremely helpful with in conjunction with his program. So, Knees Over Toes guy, fully in support. I think he's doing awesome work. I do think there is a deeper conversation that can be brought to the table for those people that are their knees are severely compromised. Once again, bone on bone, severe arthritis, a lot of different issues. I believe the strengthening needs to happen in the knees and in the legs. However, the order of those things, or weaving together the changing the neurological signaling, is very important, because if there is pain when you're doing an exercise, and I'm not talking about constructive pain, I'm talking about destructive pain. Like you're starting out the exercise in a level of pain that is really distracting your attention from doing the exercise. The exercise can actually make the situation worse. So we want to make sure that we're creating comfort in the knee first and foremost, especially in those situations where the pain level is up there. So changing neurological signaling looks like creating comfort in the intrinsic movement of the joint. The joint gross motor movement, bend and extend. Intrinsic movement is slight rotation, slight side to side, slight forward and back, apart and together, and slight tilting of the knee joint. This is where the Knees Over Toes Guy program brings incredible value. It stabilizes the joint. But even though there's a stabilizing in the joint and a strengthening of the joint, especially of the tendons, ligaments, and fascia in the joint, what we need to look at is the neurological dysfunction. The neurological dysfunction that has developed as a result of the pain being there for an extended period of time, or the limited range of motion being there for an extended period of time. It compromises the joint. It compromises intention patterns in other parts of the body, the hips, the lower back, the hamstrings, the quads, the shins, the calves, the ankles, the feet. All of that need to be addressed as well. So when you are strengthening the knee, the benefit you're getting from strengthening the knee in a balanced way is going to go much further, much faster, because of the changing of the neurological signaling and lining it up with comfort, lining it up with your neurological capacity, your nervous system's capacity to be able to heal itself. So this is way nuanced stuff. This isn't what you're going to go in your average physical therapy or exercise routine, because we're looking at the tension patterns that can be held within the joint. So going back to Kirk's initial question, which it's a great question. He got some great results with the Knees Over Toes Guy program with his left knee. And then his right knee is struggling, holding small amounts of swelling and restricted range of motion. When there's swelling, restricted range of motion, I immediately think dysfunctional tension pattern. How do we get the joint lined up correctly? So when he is doing the Knees Over Toes Guy program, he's going to get more results in a shorter period of time, especially with that right knee. Initial questions that pop into my head is he said ACL replacement 20 years ago. Was the ACL replaced in the left knee or the right knee? Because it's not indicated. Many times what will happen is one knee will have the injury and the surgery, and the other knee will hurt as a result of the compensation pattern from the initial knee injury and surgery. So that translates up into the hips, and especially when there's swelling, I think restriction in the lymphatic system, the lymph flow, because the pelvis is not quite lined up correctly because we're compensating and protecting from the injured knee. So looking at how can we balance the pelvis in the process. Restricted range of motion in a knee also points out to me that we have a tension pattern going on in the hips that can also affect the knee. In order for the knee to have full range of motion, the hip has to have full range of motion. And we can free up those tension patterns both in the hips and in the knees, once again, by working with those intrinsic neurological tension patterns that are held in the leg, in the body. Staying active despite the flare-ups and stiffness. This is what Kirk shares, looking for the right progression. And Kirk, absolutely. We can dig into there. And as I said before at the beginning of the video, I'm in my own progression of looking at what Ben Patrick is doing in his program. And like I said, really impressed with what he's bringing to the table, the dots that he connected in understanding the strengthening of the legs, the tibialis, the vastus medialis, I believe, in the hip flexor. It's brilliant stuff in how he's put it together. So, and with the nuance of what the Knee Pain Guru program brings to the table, which I forgot to share that, the Knee Club. And that's the program that I offer, and how that can help and work in brilliant conjunction with what he's doing. So hopefully that answers your question, Kirk. If anybody live here on the call or anybody watching the replay has questions, please type that in the comment section. I will address those. Make sure to give the video a thumbs up, like and subscribe to the channel, turn on notifications for future videos. Also, if you like what if you want more information, you can head on over to my website, thekneepainguru.com, get a complimentary membership to Knee Club Lite. That's my group coaching program, where I work with clients twice per week in a Zoom call, and we point out those distinctions and nuances, that progression that Kirk was talking about, in terms of seeing where you're stuck, where we need to tweak and adjust your current program, whatever that is, to make sure you're getting relief in your knee and teaching your body how to recover faster. So that reduces the pain and increases the comfortable range of motion in your knee until you have full range of motion. So you can get that at thekneepainguru.com. You can also give us a call on our toll-free number, 877-891-9484. Yeah, that's what I had to share for today. I have a short video for you at the end you can check out. We're going to have Knee Club calls. I'll be jumping on another one in about a half an hour here, 12:30 Eastern time on Mondays. That's the Monday calls, and the Thursday calls, 5 p.m. Eastern time. I got a short video here to share with you. I'm not seeing any questions come through, although if you do have those, whether you're watching it live or you're watching the replay, please send those in, because I use those for future videos. Okay, I'm going to share this short video with you here. Thank you so much. This is Bill Paravano, the Knee Pain Guru, going to sign off for today. Have a wonderful day, and I'll see you tomorrow.